Greetings, denizens of the internet. You can call me Nitro Indigo, and for this video, I have a special guest.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fabulous Fish, and I'm excited to be here.
Do you want to tell the viewers about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I do content over my own channel, a variety of Let's Plays and live streams. I'm also working pretty heavily on a video essay analysis series. I actually just made a secondary channel for that. I'm in the process of transferring over my current work to that channel at the moment. And I know very little about Pokemon, which is why I've been invited here to try to name what all the different Pokemons are off of just their images.
Okay, so for this video, I've selected 24 Pokemon, 3 from each generation, and they're mostly in National Pokedex order with a couple of exceptions. And I've tried to select a combination of like iconic ones, weird looking ones that are particularly memey, as well as some of my personal favourites. So, are you ready to get in?
I was born ready.
Okay, this first one is extremely difficult. I will be very surprised if you get it.
Squirtle. It's Pikachu.
Yes. So what else do you know about Pikachu besides the fact that it's in Smash Bros?
Well, I know that it comes from Pichu and it becomes Raichu. I know he goes like, Pika-Pee. There's this weird Mandela effect where some people remember him with a black tip on his tail.
Yeah.
Which I actually feel like I remember him like that too.
And when I was little, I used to mishear Pikachu's name as Migachu with like an M until like I specifically remember I was watching some episode of the anime. I can't remember what it was, but then my grandmother was at my house and said, "Is that Pikachu?" And I realised I was mishearing it the whole time.
I think when I was like 3, I thought his name was just Pokemon.
Apparently a lot of people thought that in the 90s.
Oh.
I didn't exist back then, so I wouldn't know. Let's see what the next one is. This one might look vaguely familiar.
Is that Wigglytuff?
Oh, yes it is. Do you know about Wigglytuff?
Yes, so that's the evolved Jigglypuff. The ones that are related to the Smash ones, I kind of know.
Yeah, that's why I picked some that were in Smash Bros. But like, I thought that picking an evolution of a Pokemon that was in Smash Bros would be a bit trickier. So that's why I was surprised you got this one.
No, I recognize the like ice cream cone swirl on its hair.
I associate Wigglytuff the most with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers, which is one of the most popular Pokemon spin-offs, if you don't know. And a Wigglytuff is a pretty major character in the game because he's the leader of the guild that the player character works for, and he has vague, unexplained superpowers where if he gets angry, everything starts shaking.
Is that the series you did a Let's Play of?
Yeah, I did the first one.
Okay, yeah, I remember I watched like the first half of that.
Okay. And now the next one's a bit more obscure.
Porygon.
Oh, you got that as well. Is it because Porygon 2 is in Melee, or Melee, however you pronounce it?
Yes. I know him from Melee, and then also that was the one that gave kids seizures.
Yeah, pretty infamous because of the anime, and I remember when I first learned about that, I cried for like an hour, and since then I've kind of had a soft spot for Porygon. And do you know how Porygon was designed?
It looks to me like they modeled him and then like kind of downscaled it for like 90s hardware. I'm not sure if that's what they actually did or not, but
Okay, so basically when the first Pokemon games were in development, people kept asking the Satoshi Tajiri, the head of Game Freak or whatever, the guy in charge of the project, why he was making a game for the Game Boy instead of a more advanced system. And so he put Porygon in as a joke to say, see, I am making a game with polygons in it. Also, I just noticed that the lighting on this is a bit weird, like, it looks almost like flower petals. You can see it on the blue parts. I don't know how to describe it, it's just interesting.
I do see that, yeah.
Okay, next up is a Pokemon that's very recognisable among 90s kids.
Is that Clefairy?
No, but it does have something in common with Clefairy, but it's a bit technical, so I'm not sure if you'd be familiar with that.
Well, it has an egg and like Lucky Charms marshmallows on it.
Do you want me to tell you the answer?
Yeah, I'm not getting anything.
This is Togepi. I think it's a
Togepi.
Pokemon in a Smash Bros game. And
yes.
basically,
I remember
this
him.
Is like the second generation 2 Pokemon to appear in the anime, and but it was the first one to be named and have a major role. And what it has in common with Clefairy is that it was originally a normal type, but then in Generation 6, which was Pokemon X and
Became
Y...
a fairy?
Yes, because they introduced a new type to balance
Yeah,
out.
I know Jigglypuff became a fairy.
Yeah, but Jigglypuff is a normal and fairy type now, but
Okay.
Togepi went from being a pure normal type to a pure fairy type.
Gotcha.
Next up,
Oh. That's. It's not. Is that Mud? That's not Mudkips,
no,
right?
it's not Mudkip.
Or...
It does have the same type as Mudkip's evolutions, though, and they're based on similar things, but it's not Mudkip.
I know that one. I totally recognize him. He's at least like a trophy in a Smash game. I don't know his name. He has like tire tracks on his tummy, so I'm gonna call him Roadkill.
This is Wooper, named after the
Wooper.
Japanese term for pet axolotls, which is Wooper Looper. And Wooper's a bit of a meme because in like just how happy it is in some appearances. Unfortunately, not this official artwork, but in most of it,
I was gonna say that doesn't look happy to me.
Smiling and recently they revealed a regional variant of that for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
He looks like he's screaming out in pain because a car ran over his stomach.
And it's like, and it's kind of like an iconic Pokemon because, for example, there was 3 colours of the Pokemon Mini, which was this weird Nintendo handheld for Pokemon games with an LCD screen, and one of the colours was themed around Wooper. Next up is the Pokemon that's marketed quite a lot.
I do recognize this one. He's got like a little dot on his head, kind of like Blaze from Sonic. Also, the fact that it's a purple cat reminds me a lot of Blaze from Sonic. I don't know who this is though.
This is Espeon.
Espeon.
And it's and I had to include at least one evolution on there. Do you know what an evolution is?
I know, yeah, Eevee has like different branching paths for its different evolutions, so I'm guessing this is one of the end results.
Espeon is the psychic type one, and it's my favourite because when I was a kid on Pokemon Diamond, you get an Eevee in the post game, and I wasn't sure which one to evolve it into, but Espeon is the easy, so I just let it evolve into Espeon because that's the easiest one you can get by accident if you're playing during the day. I don't want to get too technical because I just confuse you.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's also pink and purple, depending on the depiction, and I like those colours, so that helps.
I want to give it head pats. It looks cute.
Next up.
Oh, I know that. That's Gardevoir.
Yeah.
I've seen her online.
A very popular waifu, shall we say.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And also has a major role in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team.
And she's in Brawl.
Yeah, because as a Pokeball, I thought
yeah,
recognised
she creates
Gardevoir from that.
She creates like a shield and she goes like, Gardevoir.
Okay, next up, you might recognise this from my server.
Oh, yeah, I know that one. I don't know its name. It's got like a little rattly tail that looks like it can smack you with its tail.
This is Skitty, one of my favourite Pokemon.
Skitty.
So the story behind
nice.
this is that in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, I got it as my starter on my first ever playthrough from the personality quiz. Of all the starters in that game, it was the one I knew the least about, so I was very surprised to get it, but it's pink, and I liked pink when I was a 7-year-old, so I fell in love with Skitty. Unfortunately, it's hard mode in Explorers, but oh well. Next up is our last Gen 3 Pokemon.
Oh, he's cool. He reminds me of Livelet from Pets Cats too.
Oh god.
Although I'm curious to know why he has a wing coming out of his butt.
It's a Scythe tail, I think.
Oh, okay. It looks very much like a bat wing to me. I kind of like it was got like a scythe coming out of his cheek or ear or whatever that is.
Okay, this is
I don't know who he is.
Absol, a very popular Pokemon among emos, because its whole lore is that it warns people about disasters, but they either don't believe it or they think it caused the disasters, so it's misunderstood, and it's a dark type, which only makes it even more emo.
It's kind of reminiscent of the Mothman then.
Who?
The Mothman was a urban legend character from like New Jersey who supposedly warned people about a disaster before a bridge collapsed.
And next one is another one of my childhood favourite Pokemon.
Oh, that's... I was about to say that's Togepi. I'm like, wait, no, we did Togepi. I do recognize him too. He like creates water and like he surfs on it.
This is Piplup.
I was about to give him a name.
Oh, what was you going to say?
I was going to call him Pengaroo.
And it's the water type starter in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. And it had a very major role in the anime, so it became one of the most iconic Pokemon at the time. And It was my starter when I played Pokemon Diamond, and it was my partner in Explorers of Time, so I have a lot of sentimental attachment.
Gotcha. Diamond and Pearl was Gen 4. That's one of the only two gens I've actually played, although I played the remake of the Gen 2 games. I played Soul Silver. I played Emerald for like an hour. I played Soul Silver to the second continent, and I got like 2/3 of the way down the second continent.
Okay. Next one's going to be easier.
Oh, that's Lucario. I know him. I've seen him in a movie once or twice.
Yeah. What do you know about Lucario?
He can talk.
Yeah, but only the one in Smash Bros. And the one in that movie, which is Lucario and the Mystery of Mew.
Yes. That was my introduction to Lucario, actually.
Yeah. And because of that, Lucario is the only character in Smash Bros. Who technically debuted outside of a video game.
Not the only one, because Joker also debuted in anime.
I've also read that he hasn't, so maybe, I don't know if you're wrong or the SSB wiki is wrong, but whatever.
The Persona OVA, I think, was before Persona 5 released. It was done to promote the game, but it was technically first.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the first Fire Emblem thing to be translated into English was some anime OVA thing.
Yes.
I think Marth was in it? I'm not sure, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he was.
I'm not that into Fire
Lucario's a badass. I love Lucario, he's great.
And next up is a Pokemon that was originally quite out of the way, but is now in everything.
I have never seen that thing before.
This is Rotom, and in Pokemon...
If you asked me what that was, I'd think it was like a diagram from like a children's science book showing you how an electron worked.
Oh my God.
I would never recognize that as a Pokemon.
Anyway, this is Rotom. It's was originally out of the way in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl as an optional one-time encounter. And its whole lore is that it can go into machines and make them go haywire, and then in Pokemon Platinum they introduced some new forms for it as DLC where it's inside various appliances. And then in later games, they started just giving the protagonist devices with non-playable Rotoms in them, like a Pokedex and a phone.
Oh, interesting. Is that blue stuff around him like part of his body, or is that just like electricity radiating off him?
I think it's kind of both, because it's made of electricity.
Oh,
I'm not sure what the orange part's supposed to be made of then, like plastic. I always assumed it was like plastic for some reason.
It's the nucleus.
I mean, that would make sense.
That's
plastic is an insulator.
Yeah, plastic doesn't conduct. Well, maybe that it is plastic because he has to keep his organs safe in there, so he doesn't accidentally shock himself.
And next up is a Pokemon that's quite infamous within the fandom.
Oh my God, that thing is supposed to be put out of its misery. I don't know what that thing is, but I feel bad for it.
This is Trubbish.
It's like a trash bag.
Yeah, this
Oh
is...
my God, I literally just said he's like a trash bag. It's perfect.
Yeah. So, basically, Pokemon Black and White were quite polarizing when they came out, and they still are, because a lot of the Pokemon designs are a bit weird. Like, there's a few inanimate object Pokemon. I didn't include the ice cream Pokemon in this slideshow, but they're pretty
No, there's
infamous
an ice
as
cream,
well.
and there's like a chandelier also.
Yeah, but the chandelier ended up being popular, and it got into Pokken.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because I just remember this meme I saw on Tumblr before Pokken Tournament came out, which listed the fighters as bipeds, quadrupeds, and chandeliers.
I'll put him out of his misery. He does not want to live anymore.
Next one is a bit more iconic.
Oh, the edgy boy. People want him in Smash 4. He's like Zoroark or something?
Yes. Basically, they tried pushing Zoroark as much as they did Lucario before Black and White were released. In fact, it also appeared in a movie first. Unfortunately, it didn't really catch on, but it still lives on in the hearts of furries.
I was gonna say, he literally looks like evil anime villain, but like for furries. It's glorious. I love it. I love his like giant mane.
And also, the Zoroark in the movie has the same Japanese voice actress as Edward Elric, I think.
Who is Edward
From
Elric?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Is he a bad guy? Is Zoroark a bad guy?
Well, Pokemon is species, but the Zoroark in the movie was kind of antagonistic, but I think it's because she was being overprotective of her son. I haven't seen it, that's what I know. And there's also, and Zoroark's whole lore is that it creates illusions to trick people. Because it's based on the Kitsune.
Oh, okay.
The next one is in Smash Bros.
I've absolutely. Where's the head? I'm so lost by this design. Oh, okay. I see. He's got like two eyes and a mouth. I was like looking on the ice for a face. I have absolutely no idea what that thing is.
This is Cryogonal, and it was an enemy in Smash Run and Smash 3DS. And I actually of like it, even though it's another one of those object Pokemon that people kind of point out from Gen 5. But basically, it's based on frost giants from Norse mythology or something, and it's actually uses the chains in its mouth to attack. And I really like it in gameplay as well, because it learns a surprising variety of moves, and it actually has the stats to use those moves well, both of which are rare for Ice-type Pokemon.
I'm going to call him Baron Burr, because he looks cold.
That sounds like something from a Mario game.
I think that is a boss from Galaxy. They're one and the same. They're the same character.
And next up is another easy one.
Oh, I know him. That's Greninja or Gekkoga, if you want to get Japanese.
Yeah. So, a funny story. I first saw, Greninja in a leaked screenshot a few weeks before Pokemon X and Y were released. And I honestly thought it was fake at first, because its in-game model in those games looks really polygonal, and it looked like something out of a DS game, but it turned out it was real.
Do you remember his reveal trailer for Smash? How it was just like zooming in on like his hands and like him charging up the energy ball?
No.
Oh, everyone who didn't know Pokemon thought that was Mewtwo. So I just remember all these memes going around, be like, "Who's that Pokemon with Mewtwo silhouette?" And then the next fairy would be like Greninja badly photoshopped into it.
And then Mewtwo was actually added as DLC.
Yes, which I was very happy with.
And another funny story I have about Greninja is that when I played Super Smash Bros. For 3DS for the first time, I had no idea what Greninja sounded like because I don't watch the anime anymore. And I just found it really annoying because it's like, Greninja! And what I was going to say is that relatively recently...
I love this voice.
Relatively recently, Greninja had a prominent role in the Detective Pikachu movie. Next up...
Greninja's voice is what won me over to him. I was all skeptical, but... Oh, man.
Next up is a Pokemon with some degrees of separation to Smash Bros.
I know, that's... Wait, isn't he from Gen 1?
Sort of. This is an alternate form that was introduced in Pokemon X and Y.
Okay, that's Venusaur, but it's like a low-end Venusaur or something.
Yeah. This is Mega Venusaur. So in Pokemon X and Y, they introduced Mega Evolutions. Lucario's Mega Evolutions in Smash Bros. And it's basically like a power-up that Pokemon can use during battle, and they have better stats, and sometimes they change their types or abilities. And the whole lore behind them is that 3,000 years before the events of X and Y, there was a war, and someone used a weapon of mass destruction that would also bring his pet Flower Fairy back to life, and it killed a bunch of Pokemon, and then their remains or souls or something crystallized and became marbles called Mega Stones.
What?
I kind of love the Pokemon generation.
This is amazing.
I kind of love the Generation 6 Pokemon lore because of just how over the top it is. Like, it gets even weirder in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but I just want to keep this video going, so let's look at the next one.
Oh my god. What? That's a Yoshi's Island enemy. That's Sluggy.
Okay, this is Goomy. Ever since like Gen 6, they seem to introduce these very gummy-looking Pokemon that become memes. Its whole shtick is that it's a dragon type, but it doesn't look like one. And it evolves into
That's not a dragon at all.
And then it evolves into
a little squish.
It evolves into a snail, which then evolves into a dragon. I don't really have much to say about Goomy. I mean, there was one in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, but I don't remember much about him, and I don't really like that game, so let's go to the next one.
I think that was my favorite so far. I love his smile.
Okay, that's nice to hear.
Oh, Licton. It's Baby Incineroar.
Close. This is Torracat. It comes in between Litten and Incineroar.
Oh.
I remember I chose Litten as my starter in Pokemon Sun because I really liked Incineroar once I learned about its like inspirations, because it's based on heel wrestlers, so it's supposed to be like a parody of firefighting types, which is something people complained about because they did that 3 times in a row and got kind of tired of it. And unless I really like Torracat's in-game model, like I know people love to rag about Game Freak's 3D animations, but it just looks really... It moves very fluidly like a cat.
Well, Incineroar is hands down my favorite Pokemon, so I love this thing.
Okay, next up.
Diglett in a wig.
Close.
Wiglet.
This is a Alolan Dugtrio. So...
Oh. I like Wiglet better.
Pokemon Pokemon Sun and Moon, they introduced the concept of regional variants, which are basically new permanent forms for old Pokemon that that have different types and appearances. And I remember when they were first announced, I watched a reveal trailer using mobile data while on a camping trip I didn't really want to be on, and people in the comments were complaining that it broke the law, but now everyone loves them. But yeah, Alolan Dugtrio is one of the least popular ones because of how weird it looks. The hair is supposed to be based on Pele's hair, which is like this phenomenon in Hawaii, which is formed by, which is like volcanic glass that looks like hair, and it's named after the volcano goddess. And apparently that makes it a steel type. And next.
That one, I feel like there's also some art of online that I don't want to see.
Okay, so this is Nihilego.
I don't know why, I just get that vibe from it.
This is Nihilego, which has the coolest name of any Pokemon in my opinion, and it's important to the plot of Pokemon Sun and Moon. Basically,
it's a jellyfish.
Yeah, there are these Pokemon from another dimension called Ultra Beasts, and this is the most prominent one. And its whole backstory is that it basically poisons people to do its bidding. And when Lusamine, the main antagonist of Sun and Moon, got poisoned by one and became really obsessed with it, and she kind of became a terrible mother because of that. And it's implied that she dressed up her daughter Lily to look like Nihilego.
Oh, okay, so mind-control jellyfish.
Mm-hmm. And also, you'll never guess what type this is.
Psychic.
It's rock and poison.
Rock and poison. Okay, actually, I probably could have guessed poison because you said it has like a poison mind control.
It's very unusual for a rock and poison type, because usually rock types tend to be quite slow and very jagged looking, and this is neither. It's made of glass, and it's kind of similar to crystals, which are covered by the rock type. And,
is it supposed to look like a girl with like a hat and long hair?
Well, if you mean like in universe, it's just a coincidence, but but it was deliberately designed to look like that. It's even mentioned in one of its Pokedex entries. It looks like a young girl.
Okay.
And I remember before Pokemon Sun and Moon released, there were all this speculation that some of the characters were Ultra Beasts in human form because of the way Lily dresses. Now it's time to move on to Gen 8.
Cake!
So
is it the face at the bottom with like the two dots next to the star, or is the face at the top with like the bow and that?
This is Gigantamax Alcremie.
I have no idea what that is.
The gimmick of Pokemon Sword and Shield was that you can make the Pokemon big, and certain Pokemon have change form when they become big, and they're called Gigantamax forms. And the lore behind that is that thousands of years ago, a space dragon came to Poke Britain and was defeated by these two wolves, which are basically King Arthur, and then they went into hiding, and now people use this dangerous alien superpower thing to enhance a spectator sport. I told you Pokemon...
So the giant forms, those are different than the mega forms? Like they're different things?
Yes. I told you Pokemon
that
lore
seems
got
a little
weird.
silly.
Next up there's this.
Oh my god. That thing just looks like he's begging for you to kill him. Oh my god.
And you'd be right, this is Dracovish, and it's one of the Generation 8 fossil Pokemon. The whole lore behind them is that there are 4 fossils in the game, and you can give 2 of them to this woman called Kara Liss, see what they did there, and she'll combine them into an abomination that needs to be put out of its misery.
Okay. Okay, well then his design is perfect for what he is. His face just looks like pure agony.
And according to the Pokedex, Dracovish can't even breathe.
Oh my god, poor thing, that's miserable. So if he can't breathe, like he dies within minutes, right?
Well, this is...
Or does he just not need to breathe?
Well, this is Pokemon. I've kind of been looking forward to showing you this last one.
Oh, he's got a snake buddy. I don't know who that guy is, but he looks like he means business.
Okay, so I have a story behind this. This is Enamorus.
For some reason, I get like drag queen vibes.
Yeah. This is Enamorus, and my story with this is that she was introduced in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and one day I was bored and looking at Bulbapedia, and which is the most popular Pokemon fan wiki, and I hadn't played Legends Arceus in a while, and hadn't really kept up with the pre-release information, so I didn't know about all the new Pokemon, and when I saw this Pokemon, it was hatred at first sight.
I don't know how I feel about this thing. I don't know if I like it or hate it.
So basically, in Generation 5, there are a trio of Pokemon called Landorus, Thundurus, and Tornadus, and people didn't really like them because they look a bit off-putting. And then they got alternate forms that were really good and competitive, and one of them's still one of the most popular to this day. And then they introduced this in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and so the lore of Enamorus is that she brings the spring or something, and while all the other Pokemon in this group are male, this one's female, and also she can turn into a turtle.
I'm going to call her Caitlin.
It's been nice having you on this channel, Fabulous Fish.
Oh, it's been a ton of fun. I sure hope I was able to provide some insight as to how Pokemon look to someone who knows nothing about them.
If you want to talk to me about anything really, consider joining my Discord. If you want to support me as a content creator, consider donating to my Ko-Fi. Links to both in the description. Until next time, stay interesting!